let's go ahead and get a photo, and then we'll go ahead and give it a try. Yo, welcome back to Urban Street 420. I'm your host, 40. Today we're making infused Japanese jelly coffee. What? I made it yesterday, yo. It's right here. I put some whipped cream. It's starting to melt. Let's go ahead and take a taste of this, and then I'm going to show you how you make this, right? Now, mind you, the jelly is in here, all the dark bits. You can see right here, this is the jelly. I put espresso beans for looks. I don't like chewing on them. Anyways, let's take a sip. This is ridiculous, huh? Come on over here, let's get started, baby. All right, so we're closer. This recipe is actually pretty easy. The original recipe calls for instant coffee, and in the coffee I sipped in the intro, that was made with instant coffee. However, this is espresso. I just made it on my machine. There's about 1 cup of espresso in here, and we are going to dump that into a pot. Let's go ahead and turn the pot on to make sure that we're getting some heat. And next, we're going to add 1/3 a cup of brown sugar, right? 1/3 a cup of brown sugar. Then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of unflavored gelatin, right? There we go. Now we're going to grab a spatula so we can stir this. And then we are going to add 1 more cup of water. So let's go ahead and take this, fill it up with a cup of water. Actually, we could just add this now, right? You can make this with instant coffee or coffee that you make. Remember that the total amount of liquid that you're going to use is 2 cups, right? Or 500 milliliters. So when I made my coffee, I found out that that was a cup, then I used a cup of water to make a total combined 500 milliliters. If you're using instant coffee, you're going to use 2 to 4 tablespoons with enough, with 500 milliliters or 2 cups of water. Again, 1/3 a cup of sugar. You could eliminate the sugar if you don't want it to be sweet, but it definitely does help. Now, mind you, later in this recipe, there's a lot of other sweet things being added, so you could omit the sugar if you want, right? What we're going to do is bring this up to a boil. After we bring it up to a boil, we are going to take the cup that we're going to use, and we are going to fill it close to the top, right? This will then become the jelly, and on top of that, we will talk about options. Where we are going to infuse is the top part of this drink, the liquid. That's not jelly. I mean, it's all liquid, but the non-jelly part. So I'm going to stop talking. We'll bring this to a boil. Then after it comes to a boil, we'll take it off the heat. We'll pour it in here. We'll put this in the fridge. And then we'll be back in like 4 or 5 hours when this is hardened. And we will go ahead and plate in the cup. You know what? I'm going to do something that I didn't do in the first round that wasn't part of the original recipe. I'm just going to put a dash of vanilla in there. Why not, right? I like the taste of vanilla. I think it should add a little extra flavor to this this coffee jello, if you will. And yeah, so again, this was not part of the original recipe. I just thought about it right now as this is coming up to a boil, huh? All right, it's just starting to bubble. The whole point of it coming up to a boil is just to make sure that you have all of the sugar and the gelatin dissolved, right? Once it's all dissolved, you're good to go. You just need to put it in the fridge and wait for the magic to happen, huh? So we're going to take this off the stove right now and put it in the glass. We'll probably allow it to cool because I have a feeling that this glass is, it's not cheap, but it's garbage because it's thin, right? So probably not bore slit. And if we put super hot liquid in here and then put it in the fridge, it's going to explode. I mean, we could put it in the glass now, but we won't be able to put the glass in the fridge until the liquid cools. All right, we'll take it off the stove. We'll turn the stove off. We're going to come here, and let's go ahead and pour in. There's a little extra. Remember, this is not infused. I'm just going to pour it out because it didn't fit in the cup, and we'll leave it at that, right? Like I said, because I have no idea what kind of glass this is, I'm not going to immediately put it in the fridge because it's quite thin, this glass. So I'm thinking that the reality is it might explode if I put it in the fridge and the change in temperature. So I'm going to leave this. I'm not going to keep recording. I'm going to wait till this cools down, put it in the fridge, and it's probably going to take anywhere from 3 to 6 hours to solidify. Then we'll come back. We're going to go ahead and add on the top, and I'll talk about the different options. I'll see you guys then, baby. All right, so we're closer. I thought I would do a close-up for this. Here is the coffee jelly, right? If I hold it upside down, it doesn't fall out. I put my hand just to make sure, right? Anyways, it's been outside of the fridge. There's a little liquid. I probably could have waited a little bit longer, but I think it's good, huh? Now you have a lot of options right now. What you put on top, up to you, right? Infused milk, infused heavy cream, infused condensed milk, all good options. I had the infused one earlier. I can't take another one today, so this one we're not going to infuse. I'm going to go ahead and put a bunch of condensed milk on the top right here, like this. And then, after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and take some whipped cream and just go like this. Now, take a couple of espresso beads just for the shot. Let's go ahead and get a photo, and then we'll go ahead and give it a try. All right, so here we go. We're going to take a bite real quick because the reality is it's hot and stuff is melting, baby. So we're just going to reach in here, pull up some of that coffee jelly mixed with the whipped cream and the condensed milk. I mean, what? Now, let's talk about some things. I can't wait to eat this. Let's talk about a couple things. Number one, it tastes better using the espresso than using instant coffee. That's number one. So feel free to use regular coffee. You don't have to use instant coffee. Number two, the way I made it in the intro, right, which I wasn't sure if I was going to go all the way through with this one, but the way I made it in the intro is I put it in a sheet pan and I cut it into, I scooped it into like little balls, and all of the coffee wasn't one big mass like this. It was a bunch of bigger chunks in it. I poured infused milk in there, then I put a little bit of condensed milk, topped it with some whipped cream, and there you have it. This is not a diet drink, huh? I mean, it's definitely very fattening with the amount of sugar, with the condensed milk, etc. Do you have to use condensed milk? You do not have to. Do you have to use milk? You do not have to. Can you just eat the coffee jelly by itself? You can. Now, if you wanted to infuse the coffee jelly, you could add some lecithin with some tincture. You could add some lecithin with some oil. It's entirely up to you. However, I would probably choose to infuse either the milk, the heavy cream, or the condensed milk if that's what you were going to add to it. Those things are easier to infuse, plus THC really binds to that kind of stuff, so it would be fantastic. Anyways, this is really tasty. Let's go ahead and have another bite, and then we're going to call it a day, baby. Now, ideally, probably I should just mix everything up in here. Some people like chewing on coffee beans. I don't know. I don't. So I put it for the thumbnail. But anyways, but if we go in here, now we could just totally mix everything up. And then this is now just perfect, right? Just come in here as you wish. Oh my goodness. Let's be honest. This is not fast and easy, but it's delicious, right? Once in a while, I think something like this isn't bad. It's definitely fattening. Anyways, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. You know the deal, baby. Till next time, I'm out.